Hello, welcome to your practice. I'm Alison Faith, and for this short practice we're going to play with twisting. Twists are renowned for being cleansing or even detoxifying because when you twist the body you literally squish the abdomen, so you're stimulating the organs of digestion. You're also constricting the lungs to some extent. So you're restricting your ability to breathe smoothly and easily. And that sense of restriction, of adversity, invites us to find ways of creating space within it. So twists are also a very interesting way to find our center in scenarios of restriction or adversity. So starting either kneeling or sitting with your legs crossed, take a moment, close your eyes down. Welcome yourself to your practice. Feel the crown of your head extending up to infinity. Feel your sitting bones releasing heavily. Let your shoulders roll back and down, your collarbones broaden, your jaw relax, your breath lengthen. And then if you have an intention for your practice, take a moment now to affirm that. And when you're ready, blinking your eyes open. And we'll start with a seated twist. So we're going to start twisting to the right, taking the left hand across the right thigh, the right hand behind you. And then before you go charging into a deep twist, keep as central as possible. Take a lovely, deep, long inhale to lengthen the spine. And then as you breathe out, slowly use your abdomen to begin to twist to the right. Pause, breathe in, lengthen again. And as you breathe out this time, invite the arms to help lever your torso around to the right. Pause, inhale again. And then this time, as you're levering your shoulders around to the right, turn your navel over to the left. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then breathe in, come back to center, and take a moment just feeling equilibrium again. So literally when we twist, we're changing the relationship between the shoulders and the hips. More often than not, we tend to revolve the shoulders, but sometimes the hips. So moving to the other side, taking the right hand outside the left knee, the left hand behind you. First of all, come back to center, take a deep breath in to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, just use the core muscles to initiate the twist. Inhale, lengthen the spine again. And this time as you exhale, deploy the arms as levers just to squeeze a little more deeply. Inhale again. And this time, keeping the shoulders around to the left, the arms working, turn the navel to the right. So it's as if now you're asking with the abdomen for the torso to go to the right, but with the arms, you're asking it to go to the left. Use your next in-breath, come back to center and pause. And then we'll uncross the legs, straighten them out so that you're in a version of Dandasana. I'm going to get you to bring your right knee in towards you and place the sole of the foot on the ground. So the knee is vertical, the sole of the foot is on the ground. You'll take your left hand behind you and then bring your right elbow inside your right knee so that you can begin to rotate around to the left. So this is how it looks. You'll bring your right elbow inside your right knee, your left hand behind you, lift your heart and twist your spine. Inhale, lengthen, open the space between the vertebrae. Exhale, twist a little bit more deeply. One more breath in. And out. And then breathe in, come back to the center again. Releasing, you're going to bring the same right foot over the straight left leg. This time with the left hand, hug the knee in towards you. Lengthen the spine nice and tall again. Bring the right hand behind you, lift the heart as you inhale. Twist the spine as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, deepen. One more breath here. And exhale. And then slowly back to the center, uncrossing. Both feet together, hands by the sides, shoulders roll back, spine lengthens. Dandasana, neutral. And then we'll switch to the other side, hugging the left knee, placing the sole of the left foot onto the ground. Take the right hand behind you. And then you'll bring the left elbow just inside that knee. I'm hoping you can see. I think you can. Spine is tall, lengthens, and then as you exhale, you slowly twist around to the right side. As you twist, be mindful not to round the shoulders. Keep the collarbones broad. Use the inhales to create length and the exhales to create depth. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, twisting. One more breath in and out. And then come back to the center again, stepping the left foot over the right leg, and then with the right hand, hug the knee, lift the heart, and twisting around to the left. Inhale and exhale, start to move. Breathe in, lift, and breathe out, twist. And just one more breath here. Become aware of your straight right leg and make sure that it's still alive and part of the pose. And then use your inhale to come back towards center, extend, and be still in Dandasana just for a moment. then from here we're going to move into downward facing dog. So take your time. Finding downward facing dog. Pressing the palms, lifting the tailbone. Releasing the head and neck. I like to start with the knees a little bit soft, stretching into the arches of the feet, drawing my torso towards my thighs, and then slowly releasing the heels towards the ground. Turn the heels out just a fraction so that the backs of the legs feel open and spacious. And then breathe in, roll the spine forwards, come to plank position, extend the crown forwards, the tailbone backwards. Breathing out, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale forwards, plank. And exhale backwards to downward facing dog. One more, forwards to plank as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower the knees, take the torso down towards the ground. Inhale, curl up to cobra. And exhale, push back, child's pose. And pause. And feel your body. Come on up to all fours as you inhale, push back again, downward facing dog as you breathe out. Walking the feet to the hands. And then just hang in a forward bend here, taking a hold of opposite elbows. I like the feet around about hip width apart, particularly at the beginning of a practice. I like the knees a little bit soft, pouring the spine out of the pelvis, head and neck free. And then hands on shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, extending the crown and the tailbone away from each other. Exhale, release back down again. One more, inhale, lift. And this time as you breathe out, fingertips to the ground, step the right leg back. Take the right knee down to the ground for a low lunge. And just pause in that lunge, maybe a little bit rocking from side to side, just greeting the front of your right hip. And then you're going to press the right palm onto the ground and slowly, with the left hand on the thigh initially, bring that left shoulder on top of the right shoulder so you can see the back view here. If the shoulders happily stack, then you can play with lifting the left arm to vertical. So although the twist is being driven by pressing the right palm onto the ground, don't overcompensate by drawing the top arm back. So the top arm is just following, not leading. And then you'll bring that top arm down inside the front left leg. Heel toe the left foot over a little bit more to the left and play with opening the other way. Keep the breath long and smooth. Nice job. Exhale, the top arm comes down. Bring the foot in between the hands again. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forwards, plank position. exhale, lowering either in one straight line or you can drop the knees first. Inhale, curl up. And exhale, downward facing dog. This time in downward facing dog, bring the feet together on the midline of your mat and lift your right leg. And then as you breathe out, you're bending that right knee, coming forwards to plank position and taking the right knee across to the left elbow. Inhale, take the knee to the right elbow. And then exhale, reaching back, lifting the leg, downward facing dog. And then lowering. Inhale, lift the left leg. And as you breathe out, come forwards to plank. Bring that left knee in towards the chest. And then across to the right elbow. Inhale across to the left elbow. Exhale, pushing back, lifting up. And downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. And then on the next exhale, walk the feet back to the hands again. This time interlace the fingers behind you. Bend the knees, draw the arm bones over the head. And then bringing the left shoulder towards the left knee, maybe slightly straighten the right leg so that you twist open towards the right. And come back. And then switch to the other side, right shoulder to right knee, left leg towards straight. Coming back. Releasing the hands, forward bend. Inhale, hands on shins, spine lengthens, tailbone extends. Exhale, fold. One more inhale, lift. And this time as you exhale, fingertips come to the ground, the left leg goes back. The left knee comes to the ground and you take a moment just greeting the body in the lunge on the left side. As you feel ready, the left palm can plant onto the ground, the right hand onto the thigh. Start to bring that right shoulder above the left shoulder and then extending from the center of the chest so the right arm can lift. And it's just a natural extension. It's as if you're spreading your wings. So you're not using the arm to lever yourself more open. The shoulder stays very firmly in the socket. And then we'll look down, start to heel toe the right foot over to the right a little bit. Right palm comes inside the right foot and you can play with opening to the other side. And then exhale, hands to the ground. Bring the right foot in between the hands again. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards to plank. Exhale to the ground. Inhale, curl. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Coming forwards to plank again as you breathe in. Keeping the shoulders square, drop the hips over towards the right side. So the shoulders are facing forwards, the hips are dropping to the right. And then back to the center and switch. heels to the left, shoulders facing forwards. Coming back to the center, lift the tailbone, push back, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Next, exhale, walking or hopping forwards, feet to the hands. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands down the midline. Close the eyes and feel the sensation of symmetry. So you stay where you are as you release the hands. I've just moved so that you can see what I'm going to do. We're going to play with a standing twist. So you're going to bring your hands onto your hips initially, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, tailbone descending. Start to shift your weight onto your left leg and begin to bend your right leg. Now there's 3 options. I'll see if I can demonstrate them. Option 1 is the foot is still a little bit on the ground, so if you struggle for balance, you might just keep the foot on the ground, just tap the toe a few times, and you'll take the left hand outside the right thigh and slowly bring the right hand behind you. If you want to play with a little bit more of a challenge for your balance, option 2 is to lift the right leg. And the same again, hand outside thigh, right hand extending behind you. Option 3, for those of you with good balance and open hamstrings, you can reach with the left hand for the outside of the right foot and extend the leg forwards and then play with twisting. Oh, I'm going. And then we'll all come back to the center with that right leg lifted. Step back in as controlled a way as you can and find a high lunge here. So the right leg is stepping back, the arms are lifted. Then we twist the other way, right hand outside left leg, left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist your spine. Inhale, lift. And exhale, twist. And then the next inhale, back to center, lifting the arms, lifting the heart. And as you exhale, open your way to Warrior 2 to the back of the mat. So you're spinning all the way round and opening out and finding Warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Anchoring the back heel, feeling that the front knee is above the front right ankle. Inhale, straighten the front leg, turn the feet to parallel, hands on hips, exhale, lower halfway down, extend the crown forwards, extend the tailbone backwards. One more breath in here. And then as you breathe out, fingertips come down to the ground. Now here it might be actually quite useful, some of you might have blocks or a little bit of height, like a book or something, to place a hand onto. What I'm going to get you to do is place your right palm on the ground, your left hand on your hip, and start to stack your shoulders again. So the left shoulder will come above the right, and maybe the arm will lift. Now ideally, in this twist, you're trying to keep the hips square. So you're trying to puff out, if you imagine almost, the right kidney. However, if they do skew a little bit, don't worry too much. Top arm comes down, pause in neutral for a moment, and then pressing the left palm down onto the ground, start to rotate and lift the right arm. Keep the breath full and notice how challenging that can be. Find spaciousness in the restriction. Top arm comes down again. And this time we're going to walk the hands towards the front left foot. Turn that left foot forwards. Inhale here in a lunge. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Either staying in down dog, or you can join me for a vinyasa. Inhale forwards to plank. Exhale lower. Inhale, curl your way up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep, full breaths here in down dog. Child's pose is also an option. With the next exhale, walking or hopping the feet forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pressing to standing. And exhale, the hands down the midline and pause. And take a moment. And we'll prepare for the second side. So this time you're going to be pouring your weight onto your right foot. And the same three options apply. So either the left toes on the ground, right hand outside the left thigh. Or you can lift the leg so that the thigh is parallel to the ground. And once again, twisting around to the left. Or perhaps you can grab the outside of the left foot. Now, if you are taking the outside of the foot, ideally the spine is straight and tall. So I'd rather the knee was bent and the spine was tall than the knee straight and you rounding the spine in order to achieve that. Slowly coming back to the centre, hands on hips and as controlled as possible, stepping that left leg back now. Coming to a high lunge, lifting the arms, lifting the heart. Left hand outside right knee, right hand behind you, and twist. You'll see that hopefully my spine is still tall, my tailbone is descending, the crown is lifting. And then inhale, coming back to the centre, lifting the arms, lifting the heart. Exhale, open to warrior two, again towards the back of the mat. So your left foot is forward and your back foot is your right foot. Deeply into that. And then you'll inhale, straighten the front leg, parallel the feet again. I'm going to turn round, but you don't need to. Feet are parallel, heart lifting. Exhale, release forwards and down. And then start to walk your hands over towards your left foot. So your hands coming over towards your left foot, maybe taking a hold of the left ankle, or maybe higher up the leg, drawing your torso towards your left leg. And then coming back to the centre and switching, drawing the torso towards your right leg. going to turn to the front of the mat again. Find that high lunge. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards, plank position. Exhale to the ground. Inhale, cobra. And then push back. Take the knees a little wider than the hips. Sit onto the heels and release your torso into child's pose. So you stay where you are. Again, I'm turning around so that you can see what I'm doing. Just lift up a fraction and bring your left elbow outside your right knee. Or more accurately, in front of your right knee. Press your right palm on top of your left palm and start to twist your spine here. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Now some people put the head onto the ground here. I like to keep the neck in a neutral state. So you can see I've lifted my head. Slowly releasing that. Walk back to the middle. And then lift a little. Take the right elbow in front of the left knee. Palms press and twist again here. Back to neutral. Arms extending forwards. Come on up to all fours. Bring the knees a little more underneath the hips. One last downward facing dog. And walk the feet to the hands. Soften the knees. Find a squat. And perhaps see if you can balance here. And then carefully, we're going to come to sitting, extending the legs forwards, flexing the feet, lifting the heart, lengthening the spine, taking the arms above your head. If it's difficult to sit upright, you might find sitting on a blanket or a cushion or a block or something really helps. And then we're going to reach forwards into a forward bend here, where the spine is not twisting. Extend the crown forwards. Be more interested in length than in trying to bring your head down towards your knees. And let that length start with the breath. Walking the hands back, coming back up to sitting. And slowly start to release your spine onto the ground. Draw your knees in towards you. And then take them a little wide. So either drawing the knees towards the armpits like this, so you've just kind of drawn the knees in wide, or if you have the range in your hips, you can take the outsides of the feet. Roll the tailbone towards the ground. So here we're just doing a couple of neutral stretches for the spine. This is also opening the hips a little bit. Often I end the practice with a twist, but I think we've done plenty, so we'll finish with just a couple of movements reinforcing neutral. Releasing this, bring the soles of the feet onto the ground. And we'll just move in and out of bridge with some nice, delicious long breath. Palms down by the sides as you inhale, curling up. Not very high. As you exhale, rolling down. Inhale, peel the spine up. Exhale, roll it back down. One more, inhale. And exhale. And then begin to make your transition to Shavasana, rolling the shoulders back and down and away from the ears. Either extending the legs onto the ground, or if that doesn't feel comfortable for your back, soles of the feet on the ground, knees dropping in towards each other. So either way, for a few quiet moments to just soak up the residue of the practice. For the purposes of this practice, I'm going to guide us out of Shavasana. If you've more time to spend relaxing and soaking the practice up, please stay here. But for those of us that have around about 40 minutes, start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Turning your head from side to side, maybe having a stretch or yawn aside. Draw the knees in towards you. And then rolling over onto your right side, just pause for a moment. As you move on into the rest of your day, it can be as valuable to set an intention for that as it is to set an intention for your practice. So if you have an intention for your day, now's a good time. And as you're ready, pushing into a comfortable upright sitting position. And as we start to transition from the mat to our lives off the mat, take the time to acknowledge everything that you've done for your mind and your body in this practice. Acknowledge everything that your mind and body does for you in every moment of every day. and acknowledge everything that you are in every day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.